All right. We got SRX at Thompson. And let's see. We actually have a pretty big field here. I believe 24 people registered for this. Um, and that means two splits of 12, it seems. So just waiting for the session to go up. Strength of field is 3170, so we got a pretty stacked field here. Give me 1 second. Oops, did not even mean to go to that one. Just gotta get my broadcast overlay running real quick. Currently, the leader in practice is Landon Moody in the 2 car. With a 20.247. Very impressive time from Landon. Less than 10 seconds left in the session, as I completely forgot to turn on the ticker on my streaming software. There we go. Heading into qualifying now. Thompson, a very interesting track where the high line is actually the preferred line due to the banking here. Currently looking at Colton Tyndall, winner of the Wednesday night race. Very fast at Thompson in the SRX car. Looking to see what he can do in the broadcast split. This is his first time in the broadcast split for SRX. Very capable driver and also a very fast driver. Into turns 3 and 4 is able to hold it pretty well. Coming to his second lap right now. Let's see what time he sets. 20.413 for Colton Tyndall on lap 1. Let's see if he can improve on it in the second lap. Good exit right there through turn 2. A little bit high on entry in 3, but is able to cut it down a lot in 4. Let's see what time he sets. A 5:12. So Colton Tyndall still in the lead right now with a 20.412. Landon Moody starting his first lap, sending it in really hot into turns 1 and 2, able to get to stick. That might be what is making him so much time. Out of turn 4. Let's see what time Landon Moody sets. 20.413, 1,000th slower than Landon Moody, than Colton Tyndall. Let's see if he sets a slightly faster lap this time. A 3.84, so pole position goes to Landon Moody. But not by much, though. Only about 28 thousandths of a second separating pole position and second place. Let's see. Is anyone currently doing laps at the moment? Andy Kirkenbauer in the number 3 car getting some practice laps in. So is Barrett Canning in the 4. Current SRX points leader Barrett Canning currently starting 3rd at the moment. So he's in a good position for a big points day, considering that the SOF is 3,100. So whoever is winning this is most likely getting about 160 points, which is huge for a points haul. But to finish first, you must first finish. And this combo is especially deadly with how it can get tight in the center of the corner and very loose on exit, especially as the run goes on. So drivers will have to manage both front and rear tires very efficiently to maximize speed throughout the entire length of the race. But I tell you what, Colton and Landon, cars 1 and 2, should be gearing up for a pretty good race, considering how close they were in qualifying and how consistently fast both of them are too. Neither of them are very prone to sudden fall-offs or burning off their stuff super quickly, so we might have a prolonged and very close battle throughout the entire length of this race that'll get determined in 1 or 2 key moments. 10 seconds left in 10 seconds left in qualifying. So let me switch it over to laps. And let's get your starting lineup on the screen. Starting on pole is the number 2 of Landon Moody. He's won most of the SRX broadcast splits. Let's see if he can do it again. Starting in second on the outside is the number 1 of Colton Tyndall. Very capable racer, and Colton Tyndall, he's going to make for a great battle. Starting in third on the inside of row number 2 is the number 4 of Barrett Canning, another good driver who is able to fight for the lead. Starting a little bit farther back and on the inside, we're going to have to see if he can keep up with Tyndall and Moody. In fourth is the number 11 of Garrett Mitchell. First time for him doing at the SRX broadcast split. Going to be interesting to see what pace he can bring to the table here. Last car inside the top 5 is number 6 of Jared Carter, and on his outside is the number 8 of Jeremiah Vincent. In row number 4 in the number 5 car is Asher Hansen. On his outside is the number 9 of Chad Purdue. Inside of row number 5 is number 3 of Indy Kirkenbauer, winner of the Wednesday night, I believe, USA Dirt race. So he's accomplished on dirt. Let's see what he can do on an oval. And on his outside is Zach Hummel, who elected to not qualify. And then last row of your starting lineup is the number 10 of Nicholas Camp in 11th and the number 12 of James Batzer starting in 12th.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
So one more trip around the sun here. Pace car is going to be pulling in, coming into turn 3, and then once the pace car pulls in, it's up to Landon Moody to decide when he wants to go. Landon Moody already going a little bit up the track to turn it down a little bit. And he's going to get a good jump over Colton Tyndall. Both of them able to slot into line very quickly. But in the back, they are jockeying for position, especially on the inside, trying to get up to that venerable high line. You can see the 6 of Jared Carter to the inside of Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell flies up into the wall. I don't know if there was contact between the two. 3 wide for a second. As what a move by, I believe that was Jeremiah Finson. Oh, and a little bit of contact with Asher Hansen. Cars going around all over the place in the back here. That's Vincent. That's Carter. I believe Chad Purdue was in it as well. Yeah, Purdue's just getting going. Big stack 'em up on lap number 1. Or coming to lap number 2. The top 3 all within about half a second of each other. You can see Barrett Canning at just the edge of the screen here. But Colton Tyndall all over the back end of Landon Moody, looking low to see if he can try to make something happen on that number 2 car. Nothing coming of it just yet. There's contact in the back. That's Kirkenbauer around into Batzer. That's Camp in the wall up there. I heard some scraping, so I went back to see what was happening, and contact abound in the back here. Looks like they're able to keep it going. Nobody's reported to have a meatball. As you see Nicholas Camp getting in the wall with Jared Carter on his inside. So we have chaos at the beginning of the race here at Thompson. All while Colton Tyndall is looking for a way to get next to Landon Moody. Both Tyndall and Barrett Canning are very good at preserving their tires here. And it seems like Moody's really sending it into the corner here at Thompson. So will that have a negative effect on Moody's tires compared to Tyndall and Canning's? We will have to see as the race progresses. Nicholas Camp into the pits already on lap 6. But Colton Tyndall holding station about 0.5 of a second behind Landon Moody. And what factor will lap cars play into this? As we go further back through the field, Garrett Mitchell, after getting in the wall early, trying to regain some lost ground on the number 7 of Zach Hummel. You see Zach Hummel with some left front damage. A lot of cars with front end damage here that weren't caught up. That weren't the leaders. Caught up in very sticky situations. It's just so hard to make anything happen here at Thompson that sometimes contact is abound. You do have to make those aggressive moves. Looking at Barrett Canning in 3rd. He's about half a second behind Colton Tyndall, slowly eating into his gap over him. But Colton Tyndall trying his best to reel back in Landon Moody. Moody keeping the car very stable right now. See the lap times last time by. 20.697 for Landon Moody and a 20.651 for Colton Tyndall. So Tyndall very slowly eating into Moody's gap here. He's going to need to keep that up if he wants to have a shot at him later in the race. Let's go further back through the field. Battle for 10th right now between Indy Kirkenbauer and Chad Purdue, the 11 or the 3 and the 9 car, my apologies, as they get past the 10 of Nicholas Camp. Looks like Purdue going to back off a little bit, but we also have Jared Carter battling Garrett Mitchell for the 6th spot here. Mitchell really sideways on exit. That's going to allow Carter to pull up real close to his back bumper. But with the line here being pretty unconventional, will we see Carter try to make a dive? Yes, we will. Here comes Carter on the inside into turn 3. But Mitchell's going to have a huge run on the outside and going to hold off Carter for the time being. Carter's going to need a mistake, maybe a slide on exit from Mitchell if he wants to get past him. As, something might have happened with Indy Kirkenbauer as he's now in pit lane. Further back at the front, Colton Tyndall still maintaining that about half a second gap behind Landon Moody. And Landon Moody very slowly pulling away from Colton Tyndall at this time, about 7/100ths faster per lap, it seems. Check back in on them as the battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th is really heating up. You can see Bachelor getting to the back end of Jared Carter, or he's approaching the back end as they all catch up to Zach Hummel in the 7. Big slide from Garrett Mitchell on exit. That's going to allow Carter by. Mitchell will have to slam the door on Bachelor if he doesn't want to lose more spots. Bachelor running it up high to try to get a run down the backstretch. Carter shuts the door on him, so Bachelor can't get a run. So Mitchell sliding back just a little bit. And now Bachelor to the inside of Mitchell and makes the move on the inside. Very unconventional pass at Thompson, but he gets it done. So Mitchell sliding back, maybe trying to reset and cool down those tires. Up for 5th spot right now, though, it's Zach Hummel in the Ryan Priest car trying to hold off the 6 of Jared Carter. Hummel going up way high. Looks like, he's actually just going to let Jared Carter by. Very courteous move to give up the 5th position for Hummel. But Hummel himself stated before the race that he was not very comfortable in this car and track combo. So maybe he didn't want to cause issues, as we have lap traffic making things interesting here at Thompson. Nicholas Camp protecting that high side, almost a little bit of contact with him and Colton Tyndall. Tyndall's not going to be too thrilled about this, as he gives Nicholas Camp a little bit of door to move him out of the way. Tyndall wants to hunt down Landon Moody, and you can't really have a lapped car holding you up, as Camp's running the racing line as a lapped car. But that gap has now expanded from half a second to about 0.6. As well, big slide from Chad Purdue in front of Landon Moody. See what Purdue does on the as a lapped car. He's gonna let Moody by pretty easily. Just rolling that bottom, very courteous driving. That's how you let leaders by here at Thompson. You just roll the bottom, let other people run the top. But now Purdue, looks like he might have overshot the corner just a little bit, and he slams the wall. So Chad Purdue going a lap down. As further in the back, Zach Hummel now under fire from James Batzer for the 6th position. Hummel trying to maintain his position, as the cars that got in an incident early on starting to find their speed. As Batzer is showing a lot of speed relative to Zach Hummel. Let's see if he can get anything done for the 6th spot on that number 7 car. Batzer going to peek to the inside. Hummel giving him space. Will Hummel have the better drive off the corner? No, it looks like Batzer's going to be able to get the job done. Batzer's been very effective on that inside lane and able to slide up right in front of Hummel. Does Hummel have any answer to that? Does not look like it. And then he's going to be under fire almost immediately afterwards from both Garrett Mitchell and Jeremiah Vincent. So Zach Hummel has his hands full with drivers that are showing their pace later in the run right behind him. As you can see, Vincent peeks to the inside of Mitchell. Does not get the drive off that Mitchell does, but Mitchell also gets a little bit loose. Side by side into 1 and 2 for the 8th position. Vincent gets it done on the inside, able to slide up in front of Mitchell. So Vincent showing what he can do here at Thompson. And we'll have to see if he can pull the same thing on Hummel. But as you saw in the top of the shot, Colton Tyndall and Landon Moody are catching these guys pretty quickly. As here comes Vincent to the inside of Hummel. Hummel looking to use that momentum on the high side to hold off Vincent. He's going to have the drag down the front stretch, but it's not able to clear Vincent just yet. And Vincent able to use that great center corner speed that he's got to his advantage and slide up right in front of Hummel. Nice move by Vincent to get around Hummel. And now Hummel under attack from Garrett Mitchell once again. Mitchell sliding on exit. Looking to peek to the inside once again here, but not able to get anything done on Hummel just yet. Looking at our leader, Landon Moody, right now with 12 laps to go. Currently has about an 0.8 of a second gap over Landon Moody. Not over Landon Moody. Over Colton Tyndall, I apologize. And that lead is very steadily expanding. So we go to 11 laps to go now. And I think Colton Tyndall is going to need some lap traffic or a mistake from Landon Moody to make something happen. As we have 10 laps to go, and you can see that lap cars or cars that are about to be lapped are battling right now. Garrett Mitchell looking at Zach Hummel once again up to his rear bumper once more. Trying to find a way around Hummel. Hummel protecting that high side. Mitchell looks all the way at the bottom. Almost went to the grass for a second. Doesn't have the grip down there to make it stick. If you're Garrett Mitchell, you got to be frustrated because you want to get past Hummel, but you just can't find a way to do it cleanly. As the gap now between Colton Tyndall and Landon Moody has increased to about 1 second. So it seems like Landon Moody's starting to pull away, as now we have a battle for the 4th spot. Jared Carter and Asher Hansen duking it out for the 4th spot. Carter makes a move on the outside of Hansen. Does Hansen try to slide up in front of him? Doesn't have the real estate to do it. And Jared Carter able to hustle his way around that 5 car for the 4th position here. Hansen trying to get back at Carter, but not able to make anything happen on that bottom lane. As Colton Tyndall now sliding back a little bit from Landon Moody. Moody has really put on the Jets here in the last, or in these closing laps, I should say. But if there's a gift for Colton Tyndall right now, it's that Landon Moody is catching lap traffic that may not be very willing to move over for him, considering that they're battling for a position. But with 5 laps to go, can Colton Tyndall capitalize on this opportunity? Mitchell looking to the inside of Hummel as Moody approaches into the corner. Is Mitchell going to slide up in front of Moody? No, Mitchell is going to let Moody by. Courteous lap car driving from Garrett Mitchell. That's exactly what Landon Moody wants to see. And he's going to try to sneak to the outside of Hummel, but not able to get anything done with that. Just didn't have the space. 3 laps to go as Landon Moody puts both lap cars in between him and Colton Tyndall in second place. So very smooth driving from Landon Moody. As we have 2 laps to go here at Thompson. Colton Tyndall 1.3 seconds behind. It's been the Landon Moody show all race. Started on pole and was able to keep a very fast Colton Tyndall behind him and at bay. Coming to the white flag here. One more trip around the sun for Landon Moody to score a big win in the SRX broadcasted split. This will net him a ton of points and almost surely put him to the top of the standings at the end of this. But Landon Moody takes a dominant win here at Thompson with a very clean race outside of the first couple of laps where everyone was trying to get their position sorted out. So congratulations to Landon Moody for his win. And let's get your results going real quick. Wait, why did I do the grid? Oops. Top 5. Landon Moody wins at Thompson with Colton Tyndall in second. Barrett G. Canning, another good run for him, in third. Jared Carter recovers from an early accident all the way up to fourth. A great recovery from him. And Asher Hansen in fifth in that number 5 car. First car outside the top 5 is the number 12 of James Babser, who, as you remember, started in last and clawed his way up to 6th. So good drive through the field for Babser, then followed by Jeremiah Vincent and Zach Hummel. In 9th is the number 11 car of Garrett Mitchell, who started in, I believe, 4th and slid back to 9th. So not the race that he was hoping for. And in 10th is the number 10 car of Nicholas Camp. First driver outside of the top 10 is the number 9 of Chad Purdue. And finishing in the 12th position is the number 3 of Indy Kirkenbauer. Well, that concludes this SRX broadcast split. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Let's see where SRX is going next week. I actually know where it's going next week. They're going to the Charlotte Roval. So I might see you there. It depends on if I get home in time. So I'm going to be going to a convention that weekend. But if I'm able to make it home in time, I will see you next week when these cars turn left and right at the Charlotte Roval.